Have a couple minutes to kill here while we let everybody rejoin us. For some reason, we froze up. I think it was an adjustment I was making on my computer, and I think it might have not been the right time for me to do something like that because I think what happened is jolted my. I have one of those computers that has like 18 cores or something. It's like
Yeah.
a jumbo deluxe, and normally it can take anything, but I think it just kicked it in the teeth while we were on the show while you guys were talking. It's kind of like, hey, it would be cool if I did this.
Next time, don't do that, man.
I have like just enough tech knowledge to really screw stuff up. I just have the ability. Like I can't really do anything major. But I have like just enough that I could screw things up really badly in a hurry.
I got that same kind of knowledge, Mitch, so don't feel bad.
It happens. But have you had a chance to look at our betting tools, James, on the website?
Yes, I have. If you know by watching the drive-through, I love the bet props. I used to give out a lot of props, and definitely the props, man. I've been doing pretty good, off of looking at the tools and betting some of the props, man. I mean, like I said, I think I talked to you before this got set up. I seen these type of guys that set our props up. They was on DraftKings, and they set their props up.
Yeah, our partners.
And
our partners.
Yeah, our partner. Yeah, they set.
Yep.
Yeah, and I used to use a lot of their home run props.
Yep.
Off of that because they was good, and now we got them. That's awesome. So
these are our partners. They work with they don't work with any other websites out there. They only work with major partners like the NFL, the Lakers, people like that. And
that's awesome. Like I said, that's where I got a lot of my home run props. And I mean, if you go, it tells you this guy's had 80 yards in the last 5 of the last 6 games, and today's 50 yards. I mean, look at it. It tells you detail, word for word, right out, touchdown. Anything.
I think
any kind of props you like to bet, it's there.
The props for me that have really hit off the prop tool are the ones that are like, this guy's going to have less than 55 yards receiving. And it's always like some of the big name guys that you expect actually have bigger numbers, but it's like a guy like Brandon Ayuk. It's always like, 65 yards or something, and it's always under, and it's like under is so much of a sharper side. The public always believes like, oh, this guy is going to get, he's always going to get all this stuff and always gets that. It's kind of like that fantasy player mentality that the guy scored a touchdown every week, but meanwhile, there's very few players that score, 15, 16 touchdowns a year, let alone a touchdown each week. And a lot of those have a lot of guys, it'll be multiple touchdown games when they're part of the game plan in that respect. So, it's, I find it a lot of fun. It's something different for me. I'm not generally a prop guy, but this is just the beginning. We're about 10% in or less of our betting tools, and we're gonna have all kinds of matchup stuff and all the stuff that people are looking for, the trends and matchups and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be there. I think people can see a taste of the trends, kind of like on some of these parlays and all the other tools that we have, where we'll list the trend. We have like 10,000 trends a game, so it's like we're trying to figure out a way to weed through them to make it relevant through what. There's certain trends that are kind of like they're less. They don't seem like they would be as important. But we don't just want to say the trends. We want to show the games where this comes from, the overall trends, not the trends from. We want to show the exact games and exactly everything, not just the trend, but all the backup to the trend. So, and that'll be out like in the next couple of weeks. At the
when they say when they went over 5 of the last 6 games, show the 5 of the games that they did went over the yardage or under the yard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what the line was, because like one of the things that one of the sites that I look at, they look at like that Washington State. They looked at the Washington State game from last week where it was a 14-point spread in some books and it was 13.5 in others. They called that a push. but actually, most of us covered if you had Washington State. So it's like it's always, you're going by somebody else's information doing it that way. This way, you have your own information, based upon the point, because the point spread will move within there. So it's like, sometimes that trend might not be all that it says that it is. But anyways, we've got a lot of people that have rejoined us now, so we can go forward. What do you got for us today?
Well, I got. Want me to give out my pick again? Or,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
A lot of people they got cut off.
All right. I'm looking at the Cincinnati Bengals here, guys. Like I said, these two teams, just a few weeks back, was on top of the AFC here, at 5-2. Now both these teams offer two losses, going in the wrong direction. But I look for Cincinnati coming off of the bye here to get a win here. I know the Raiders are at home. But if you look, Raiders has lost their last 7 home games following their loss the week before, and they got beat last week, and here they are at home. So I like Cincinnati to win this game for us, guys.
Yeah, those of you that are just rejoining us, we had a tech error, and the stream just stopped. It was probably my fault, something I did on my computer that was unrelated to what we were doing here. It just goes to show you I should just focus on the show. But what happened was we got disconnected, so we're now reconnected. If you want to hear it all in its entirety all the way through, including the behind the scenes, you can listen to the podcast version, which is on Amazon Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Odyssey. I don't even know how to say it. We're on there.
Anyways, you definitely want to hear that behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't much to it today.
No, there wasn't.
Joe, what do you think here in this one?
I think with the Raiders being at home plus the 1.5 is where I have to go with this one. I believe in what ability they have, and I know they've had a couple of bad weeks here, but this Bengals team with Joe Burrow, I do believe in him. I love what he's been able to do. His offensive line has given him the protection. I think this is Raiders game though, and it's just because they're at home here. I think the environment at home for them is outstanding, and I think their fans really do stand behind this team. So give me the Raiders at home.
I'm going to Ruffalo it. I'm going to give a halftime pick on this one, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be this is the early game, so we're going to have a lot of time at halftime. We'll probably join, depending on how the games are going. It's only 3 late games. Boy, I really don't like those late halftime shows, but with the Cowboys, Chiefs, we got to do it. Cardinals, Seahawks, and Raiders, Bengals. See, now I'm fired up for football.
Now you're excited. I knew it would come.
Well, James,
guys, if you ain't
go ahead.
Guys, if you ain't took a chance and gotten to be a cappers contest, guys, that's why I'm sitting here today is because I entered it, took the time, went by the rules. Just follow the rules, guys. Put your picks in, and you can be sitting here and doing videos with us. Every Sunday. You see me on the drive-through most of the week. So if you're really serious about it, guys, and want to do it, it can happen. Like I said, it happened to me, and here I am. So go jump on it, guys.
Definitely a solid opportunity out there. But what do you got at Pick Dogs today?
Guys, I really love this NFL card. I got a lot of picks today. I got a 7-pack in the NFL. I know a lot of the captains are staying low, but I really love this card. Or I also got altogether, I got all-day pass. It's got my football. I got 2 NBA games, and I got 4 college basketball games, guys. So coming off a 7-3 day yesterday, 4-1 in college football. 1-1 in the NBA, and then 2-1 in college basketball. So if you want the all-day pass, it's there. If you want just the football games, they're there. If you want the basketball games, they're there too. So whichever one you want, it's all there on pickdogs.com. So go grab them. Or like I say every time I'm on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do. So team me up with one of them, and we'll put some money in your pockets, fellas.
Absolutely. James, thanks for joining us. And, of course, we'll see you next week as well as on the drive-through.
Best of luck, James.
Appreciate you having me, Mitch and Joe, and good luck to everybody, and let's cash some tickets today.
It's James Clark without the echo this week. Sounded a lot better, and tell you,
Way better.
Yeah, way better, way better. But like he said, he was the winner of Become a Capper contest, and he's had a solid year. I mean, he's been with us not even a year, and he's had a really good year so far. I think that it took probably some getting used to out of the gate, and but since then he's kind of been on autopilot, and it's just just do your thing. It's like I think at first it's like naturally there's going to be a little bit tentative, but after that it should be kind of you find your way, and we got plenty of people here to help you out too. So good stuff. But
for sure, I can't wait to find the next capper.
Boy, I really hate when the computer goes down and the feed does all that stuff, but there's nothing we can do about it. That is tech. It's so weird because, you think, well, now we're in 2021, and, oh, man, the tech is so much better than it used to be or whatever, but it really isn't. It's like it's the same issues. Things are faster and, whatever, but they're still not just locked down. I mean, you see even the biggest of big websites go down.
Oh, for sure. We've seen Instagram go down this year, Facebook go down this year. People panic.
Well, let's bring in Rod Zawacki. Rod, how you doing today?
Doing good. Nice Sunday.
Nice.
Lots of action. I'm excited. Gonna be a good day.
What are you
rocking your Dolphins gear today? I see.
Got to. Why not?
I like it.
It's Jets
battling
Day.
the Jets.
Jets Day.
The Dolphins can win. Jets can get the cover. I think it comes down to a 3-point game. Either way, you slice that game with the Dolphins. So there's a bonus play for you. I think it's a 3-point game anyway. You slice it, or the Jets beat us. Dan, I don't know how many times I've watched the Jets come in and just out of nowhere beat us. So, but I think they win it. I think someone wins it last second field goal on that one.
Joe Flacco's straight ass. Anyways, go ahead, Rob. What do you got for today?
Right. Here's another straight ass play for you then. I'm going to take the Jags plus the points against the 49ers here. You look at both the defenses on these two teams. Jags giving up 25.8 points a game, and 49ers giving up 23.6 points a game. That's a field goal difference there. You look at the 49ers, they're 1-5 ATS, their last 6 off of an ATS win. Also, the Jags are 4-2 ATS, their last 6 games. Jags are also 10-3 ATS, their last 13 after accumulating 150 yards rushing. I think people surprised. The Jags surprised today and keep this game a lot closer with the 49ers. Take the Jags plus the points. I know the Jags got us a nice cover last week, so let's ride them again. Take the Jags.
Joe?
Yeah, I can see the Jags pulling this one out, getting that cover. We look at a San Francisco team that I know, Mitch, you don't believe in their quarterbacks, 2-5 against the spread, coming off a good performance in the other week. I think I'm going to hit this one under the total. When we look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, their games have trended towards the under, and because I think they can keep this one tighter than a touchdown, I'm going to take this under. It's hit 7 of their last 8 games.
49ers have some real problems at running back right now, so I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo getting much help in that area. This team is pretty much even Steven right down the middle of the line as far as their offense goes. Their defense is good, and they're good against the pass, but they get gouged on the ground, and the Jaguars' running game has actually been fairly decent in recent weeks. It's like they've gotten better, and that's why, we saw it in the Buffalo game, 9-6, and we saw it last week. They seem really not that bad. I hate Urban Meyer, and I don't it's not a guy I would have over for dinner or anything like that, but at the same time, he has done a nice job with this team and getting it together, and kind of like Jags are doing a really nice job of getting teams down to their level. It's like they drag them down to their level and it gives themselves a chance. I don't think they won the Miami game. I think that the clock expired, and I think that they gave that to them, that game in London. But at the same time, the Dolphins should have never been in that position. The Jags put themselves in that position. where they could do that. And I could see it. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is so bad, and on a short week, I could see him really being a dumpster fire in this one. Yeah. He takes off with the ball a little bit too much, and eventually what we see quarterbacks that take off too much that aren't Michael Vick or Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray, they get cracked, and this guy will get cracked. And if that happens, it will be the Trey Lance show, and this thing could really be one of the more lopsided Jaguar wins.
I also think he's playing with so much pressure on him, Mitch, because it's basically like, will he have a job next year? Will he still be in the league?
When you trade up to the 4th overall pick in the draft and you draft a quarterback, you would say we're not happy with where we are at quarterback. I mean, that is what that indicates.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think he's the future of this team as long as this management is there. Unless Trey Lance, you know, unless they are like me who think that this guy just doesn't have NFL talent. Yeah. You know, despite what everybody else thinks. You know, I know it's not a popular opinion. I know that. I'm not here.
But I think that's why we're seeing Jimmy G make these mistakes, right? We're seeing him come out and make terrible mistakes. I think it's mental for him right now. Too much pressure.
How disappointed do you think people would be if I just took the common stance? You know, like I just said, oh man, so excited to see Trey Lance.
I don't think Jimmy G's good at all.
It's like
I don't think Jimmy G's got any. There's no pressure on him. He's just not good. We're just finally seeing he's not good. He's not a good quarterback. Ooh, you got your team to the Super Bowl and then blew that and gave that right away. So yeah, no, he's not. Garoppolo is not good. He's not the future of any team. Yikes. So yeah, is he feeling the pressure? Sure. Now he's even feeling more pressure that he's not that good. So I wouldn't really make Jimmy G my quarterback starter anywhere. Yuck.
What do you got for sale today at Pick Dogs?
I got one more play for everybody here. I'm going to throw you out another one. Give you an early college hoops one. So we're going to take a big, huge game, too. Villanova versus Purdue, the big battle going on in that one. You look, Villanova, they're 5-2 their last 7 as an underdog. I think this game comes down to last-second shot. And the reason for me, I'm going to rely on the team that's shooting the better at the charity stripe here. At the free throw line, you look, Villanova's shooting 87.3% from the free throw line. That's 14% better than Purdue. Purdue only hitting about 70% of their free throws, and I think that's the difference in this game. You want the college basketball team that's hitting their free throws, and that's Villanova. So take Villanova plus the points over Purdue in that one.
Joe, any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I could see Purdue covering. I haven't been wowed by Villanova at all. Understatement by that. So I'm going to take Purdue. Give me them to cover.
Villanova by double digits in this thing. I'm going to absolutely run them out of the building. The Big Ten's trash, and Villanova is so good. I mean, they slaughtered Tennessee yesterday. If it would have been a fight, I don't know how you couldn't be impressed with it. If it would have been a fight, they would have stopped it. It was, what was it, 40-13 at halftime or something?
Yeah,
it was.
I missed that one yesterday.
Down. Oh, it was epic. And they came out, and it was just like, you know, like what, you know, Brian was saying, they lost to UCLA at Pauley Pavilion in overtime. So, you know, let's crucify them. It's like they came out and were like, oh, yeah, you think, Bittler, you think we stink? It's like, I mean, it was basically.
Well, then I retract my statement. That was the last game I watched.
They were mouthing on the sideline, suck it, Bittler. 71-53. They were 2-point favorites in this thing. It was 71-53. This rout of Tennessee yesterday, 25 of 67 from the field. So they shot 37%, 33% from beyond the arc, and like Rod said, 81% from the free throw line, which aren't even their best numbers, you know, that they put up, and they still beat them like that. It was like, oh man, it was a team effort too. It was pound down. It was 35-15 at halftime, so I was wrong. It wasn't 40-13. It was 35-15, so they're up by 20, more than double them up.
Yep. I think they do it again today.
Oh, yeah. They're going to run it up.
Well, I'm glad to hear they bounce back, because that one game that I watched, I couldn't believe how badly they played.
What do you got for sale, Rod?
And for me, I'm pumped and excited about today. For me, I've got Sunday NFL big tickets. I've got 3 games I love in the morning slate, 3 games I love in the afternoon slate, and I love the night game. So you can get all that over in one package. $40 gets you all 7. Or I've got a mixed sport birdcage where I've got 2 other college basketball plays I absolutely love, and my top play on the ice. You can get my mixed sport birdcage over at Pick Dogs Premium as well. Jump aboard. We're going to have a massive Sunday. I'm feeling good about today's action. Can't wait for it to start. So excited.
All right. Well, that was Rod. Got one more person. That's Brian, of course. Closes it out with us like he does every show, except for yesterday, I think. But let's see. Thanks to everyone that rejoined us. We're sorry once again about the technical difficulty that we had. I know the show froze up and ended, which not a good thing, but it happens. We do the best we can. Some things we don't have any control over, but if that ever happens in the future, we always are right back with you. We see it through to the end. But let's get on it here. Brian, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Glad to be aboard.
You got the best of me yesterday in the Ohio State and the Utah game, so hats off on those.
Florida State.
Florida State.
But the Tennessee game, I was like, it's going to be one of those days where we go back and forth all day. And, I was just 4-3 in the premium section, but this is one of those days where everything struck right with like free picks and stuff you liked and you bet, at the last minute. So it was an enjoyable Saturday, and I see a couple plays on Sunday that I think we can make a lot of money on. So let's see how it goes today. And plus, I'm getting my pedicure today. So.
Sounds thrilling.
I would take Joe with me too if I lived in Calgary, but
that would be fun.
Yeah, we could have
You get to see
nice,
Brian's feet. It sounds like a good time.
Well, no, you're there to relax and get some stress relieved. So I'm gonna tape the Red Zone channel, and I'm gonna turn my phone off.
But that's besides the point.
I'm turning my phone off so nobody can contact me.
I got a hot tub right outside overlooking the ocean and whale watch. I got binoculars. Take the edge off.
Yeah. I'm taping the games today, so I want to watch them later and turn my phone off so nobody bothers me.
We'll be texting you and ruin it for you.
No, I'm turning it off.
What do you got for us?
All right, the game I'm giving out today, and I believe it's right up there with the premium picks. I like the New York Jets here, plus the points. I think Rod talked about it a little bit. Mostly, I stayed away from the Jets this season, but on occasion, I like to back them here. Miami Dolphins have won 2 straight games here, and now you have the hot team guys jumping slightly here on those Dolphins coming off the wins. Jets are coming off their worst game maybe of the year, 45-17 shellacking by the Buffalo Bills. I think this line looks like a trap here. You get the mystical 3.5 points here. Dolphins have covered 6 straight against the New York Jets, and Joe Flacco does stink. But I think that streak ends today. I think this is a field goal game all day long. I'm going to take the Jets plus 3.5.
Joe?
Both of these teams have been struggling against the spread week in, week out. I lean towards the Dolphins. I know they're not at home. I wish they were at home in this one. But I think this is going to be a tighter game. So I think your pick of the Jets plus the points is the way to go. I don't know. You guys, this is not one that I'm betting at all.
Well, here's one where I'm going to strongly disagree with Brian. And he's gotten the best of me recently. But I will say that Joe Flacco started last year when they played the Dolphins, actually. The game in New York, and that was the game in Miami, and I don't think the Jets crossed the 50-yard line in that game. It was really one of the more pathetic beatdowns of the entire year. Joe Flacco was 21 of 44, so less than 50%, for 186 yards and an interception. He was so immobile in the pocket, and Flores just dialed in on him. And Tua didn't play in that game. That was a Ryan Fitzpatrick game, and he didn't have his best game. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But what happened was that the defense just absolutely dominated Flacco in that game. He was just terrible. And it was, like I said, I don't think the Jets crossed the 50-yard line the entire game in that one. And I don't see how that's going to change here because the Dolphins look to be motivated. They look to be playing their best football of the season, and the Jets are playing their worst. And, well, Joe Flacco is in that Jared Goff conversation and might even be worse than Goff because he doesn't have the mobility.
He's worse. I'm surprised they didn't go with Josh Johnson. Honestly, I don't know what.
Well, that's how bad
Jets
Johnson is. That's how bad he is.
He must be. But I just think the Dolphins aren't having their best season, and I do like their coaching staff, but I think this is one of those games that's really boring to watch. It's a 13-10 type game. I think the Jets have a chance to pull it out, but I think they lose by a field goal.
Jets aren't going to score a point, and the thing is
they'll get 10.
Well, they didn't last year when Flacco played against them, and they got nothing. They didn't cross the 50, and I just stick with the Dolphins. I put my foot in my mouth enough yesterday, but I'll just say I'll put a sizable investment on the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm not like going out to bet the house on the New York Jets. I am. It's so I'm not going to disagree with you to that extent. So.
I just saw last year's game and it just wasn't that close, and it's like there's nothing different about this year's game except, these are rivals, this is a rivalry game. So there's no way the Dolphins aren't going to be up for this. These are the ones. It's like when your season is shot, all you have is your rivalry games. And it's like the Dolphin fans are not happy about this season, and they're not happy about Tua. They're not happy about all of these different things. But it's like one thing that can take the edge off isn't 24-0 win against the Jets. That's how they do it. And as I said earlier in the program, the Jets have given up more points in their last 4 games than the Baltimore Ravens did in the entire 2000 season. 20 more points. So it's not like, gave up a point or 2 more. 20 more points, 3 touchdowns more than the Ravens gave up in their entire 2000 season. Tough to win games when you give up that many points.
Yep, definitely.
What are you selling?
I'll tell you what. I have a game today. I have more than one, but I have one NFL game, and I know people say this all the time, but I am rock solid, super confident in this one, as confident as I was on Utah and Ohio State yesterday. This game is absolutely something that you can put a big chunk of money on win. It's my NFL blank check play today. You get that over at pickdogs.com for $30 or sign up for the YouTube VIP. I'm giving it out on there. Absolutely love this game. I have a 3-pack in the NFL. Take it to the bank 3-pack. Get all 3 for $40. Pickdogs.com.
The Dolphins followed that up, that 24-0 game with a 20-3 win over the Jets. That one was in New York. Sam Darnold's final game as a Jet. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Joe, always a pleasure to do these shows with you. Sorry about that tech glitch. We're going to do the premium picks real quick and get those out to you and then start the VIP show immediately thereafter. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate you all. Have a great day. Make it a winning day. I'm going to try like crazy to act more professional tomorrow. We got a killer schedule again tomorrow. College basketball, I believe daytime weekday hoops again. Pretty sure. I don't have it in front of me. Let me double check it before I do it again. Oops, I did it again. Yep, starts at 11 a.m. tomorrow with the Evansville Rice game, and it goes on all day. Texas A&M, Wisconsin, Houston, Butler. We've got a day of hoops. Seton Hall, Ohio State, Cincinnati, Illinois. Monster day. Georgia, Virginia, Nevada, South Dakota State. Got Long Beach State, what up, Beaches, against Missouri State, Iowa, Western Michigan. Duke is playing the Citadel. Yeah, the fun just continues all day, all night long. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard